YouTube. You know what it is, man. It's your boy Ruby Levi.
Boy, Fortune 5000.
Big dog right now, man. JJ, man. Yes, sir. First little quick backstory, man. He fresh out of prison, man. We all met each other in prison at FSP. We all was in one dorm, you know what I'm saying?
Just stabbed somebody last week.
Ooh.
Just
And really, it's really a trip out right now, man, because just not too long ago, man, years ago, man, we was all in prison. Talk about moments like this, man, and being out, being free with each other. A lot of folks will tell you that in prison, when I get out, we gonna link up, but you never see them again ever, hear nothing from them. But these are like literally new friends that I made, brothers, man, that I made in prison, and we here now, you feel me?
Oh, definitely.
And it's just crazy, man. So the first question I gotta know is, they have to know is, how long you did in prison?
I did approximately 13 years in Florida State Prison.
It's a real long time. How old are you right now?
32 years old. I was 19 when I first fell.
He spent over a third of his life incarcerated.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Just real. So you know that shit played real mental, like, with you, bro. So like, the first question I really got, like, what was the hardest part? Since you've been out adjusting back to this lifestyle, just being free again, just knowing that you out here.
Well, it's a couple of things. But the first thing I would say would be technology. You know, technology has advanced so much from when I first fell in 2009. So, technology.
What they had?
First
iPhone 1 then?
Yeah, you had to be a baller to have an iPhone back
What
then.
they still had? The sidekicks, flip up, the razor.
I was in prison in 2009, so. I was jammed up.
Well, I was hanging swinging there. It wasn't like that, but the same question for you, what was the getting out the hardest part for you?
The hardest part was, for me, I was like real antisocial. Like, I didn't want to be around nobody. And even though I knew that I was around good people that, you know, wasn't gonna harm me or do anything crazy, I just ain't want to be around them, bro. Like, I just.
That is real.
Likewise, I've experienced the same thing.
That's real. I've been a problem with routine. Like, I had to keep a routine. To this day, I gotta keep a routine going. I can't come out the routine. It's weird, you know what I'm saying? I gotta do the same thing over and over and just keep going. I don't know.
You wake up early still.
Wake up early as hell, still look for child time around 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Good to be as.
Can't help it, bruh. Still eat soup sandwiches from time to time, you know what I'm
I ain't
saying?
eating no soup sandwiches.
You tripping with tuna that
I think it's like inevitable that you inherit some form of institutionalization when you do a certain amount of time in prison.
Okay.
You know, so my heart goes out to anybody who gets out of prison after doing an extended amount of time with no type of support, because the transition from there to out here is drastic if you don't have any support. If they just feed you to the wolves, it's gonna be hard to survive out here.
Right.
It really is. And like, because of you becoming institutionalized from such a long stint, after a certain amount of time of doing something repetitious over and over and over and over again, when you get out, you're so dependable on the system to help you. If you don't have that support system, that's majority of that recidivism rate.
Yeah.
That's who's going back to prison. That's cause why, if you don't get out strong-minded with a set path of where you're going, a direction, what you do if you don't know what to do, you go back to the same old habits.
Facts, bro.
So that's how you get caught back up, man.
So this question is for the people that's still in prison, people that might be going into prison, you know what I'm saying, fighting cases right now. Because we had long talks, all of us had long talks, so I know your past, you know what I'm saying? And the person who you told me you were in the past, that's not the person who I seen, you know what I'm saying, in front of me, so I could know it's changed.
Facts.
What's some of the things you did while locked up to make that change come about?
Well, some of the things I've done is education.
Yes, sir. Key.
I educated myself beyond measures. I did a lot of reading, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of retrospection. You know, just looking back at my life and what led me to that point. And you know, I just wanted better for myself. I didn't want to live that lifestyle no more, and I didn't want that for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the main things I did, and I surrounded myself around positive people like y'allself.
Sure.
You know, and it helped get me through a lot of tough times. So that was paramount in my elevation.
When was that moment though? Because that's the only way change is gonna come, when mentally you realize you deserve better than what you've already been dealing with. So what was it that clicked? Were you already locked up, or was it as soon as they put the cuffs on you, or what was it that made you say, this is it, man, I'm done with this?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna be real. I started receiving like epiphanies and revelations like within my first 9 to 10 months of incarceration. I was still in the county jail. I was waking up in cold sweats, having like nightmares, like of just terrible things happening to me, and just recapping on my lifestyle and the things I was doing that led me to being incarcerated. I realized that's just not what I wanted for my life. That's not what I wanted for my kids. Because at that point in time, I had 2 beautiful daughters, and I knew I was facing a lot of time in prison, and that's something I didn't want for myself or them. So I just, I feel like change comes from within. It comes from you changing yourself first, and that's the only way you can be better for somebody else. So a lot of times when I was in the streets, I used to use the excuse of the reason I'm gonna do this is because of this person. But what I realized is if you're not doing it for self first, you don't really have a sturdy foundation. So you're gonna deviate at some point in time. So once I realized that I wanted to change myself, I started to be able to be better to other people.
Yeah, for real.
My change came about, I don't know if y'all remember, when I got jammed up in 14 at FSP. Because I got jammed up in 2011, I went to prison in 2011. These 2 were like the first 2 people I could truthfully say I felt like was my brothers. So when I was doing time with them, time was just flying, you feel me? So when I got jammed up, sitting in confinement in themselves, I'm like, damn, I done fucked up. But it really ain't hit me until they say, you know what, you getting shipped. I'm like, damn, you take me out my comfort zone, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and when I seen you on the bus, I'm like, JJ, what's up? Gone, bro. Damn, bro. I'm like, damn, why I keep doing this to myself, you know what I'm saying? Keep fucking myself up.
I want to drop a jewel real quick too, man. I ended up posting this on social media a little while ago, but like, feeling lonely don't be around from being alone, bro. It comes from being surrounded by other people that you don't get along with, you know what I'm saying? You could be surrounded but not accepted. That's what makes you feel lonely. So when you are in prison and you finally come to like intellectual conversations that you can deal with on your type of level, your frequency, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to let go of that. So you try to hold on to it because you don't got nothing much to hold on while you're incarcerated. Right. So him getting shipped is like, damn, I know that's heartbreaking. Like, damn, boy.
But I finally got somewhat comfortable with time just flying. I'm fucking with you, fucking with him on the daily, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They say you leaving, I'm like, damn, I gotta go do this shit all over again. I want to, you feel me? I was trying to do my whole time deal with y'all, you feel me? Time for me to go, but damn, that was a wake-up call. I gotta tighten that. But I did go crazy after that, though. That's when I got the Hampton go nuts in that bitch. But nah, that shit real, but quick story with JJ. The craziest thing, man, JJ done been through. And this day had me kind of scared of this man, you feel me? I'm getting cigarettes in. He on the other side of the dorm, on one side or whatever. We on this side, he on that side. Yeah. Dude bring the cigarettes in. I say, hey, get the JJ for me. He gave them to you. And you had him holding the hole. When I seen this man the next day or morning, we on the sidewalk, we walking out. He said, bro, don't do that to me again, bro. You remember that shit?
I vaguely remember. I really had a problem with, new faces. Because I didn't know the individual who, you sent at me. So, I'm automatically suspicious of new faces. So that was the issue.
And that's what happens. That's one of the things with mental health. Yeah. When you're incarcerated, it's so much people that they try to scam you while you're incarcerated. They try to play creep to get up under you. You feel me? Because some individuals, they spend a lot of time in it. So to pass their time, they want to see you off your square, out your character, because it's like entertainment to them. Mm-hmm. Or they trying to get like, how can I get a soup or an envelope with a stamp? Ain't no telling how they feeling. Oh, he got a magazine that I want to read, and you know what I'm saying? And they come on some creep stuff instead of just saying, hey bro, I can hold a magazine, you know what I'm saying? There'll be some old off the wall scenario going on, like, man bro, you could have just came and asked, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. I call them sense masters.
That's what they is.
CENTS, because prison to make you so petty and make you value some of the pettiest, the smallest, minute things. We put value on small things, and the majority of people do.
I know. I seen people fighting about the Kool-Aid packets in jail, man.
So, but
after
Springfield.
Okay.
Crazy. I got another question I like asking, because my man told me before one time, readers are leaders, and I rock with that. What's one book or two books that you felt like was an eye-opener, changing moment for you? For himself, it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. For myself, it's Code of Extraordinary Mind. Like, what's a book that's just impacted you? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I actually read both of those books that you just mentioned.
Okay.
And I would say those are definitely like my top 5. Probably The Secret.
The Secret. Same
That's
one.
what y'all
Probably The Secret.
Saying what? This is a book I still haven't read yet. You know what I'm saying?
read that about 50 times.
So I gotta read that book. Right? I gotta get that, because he said the same as that book, The Secret.
You read any of her other books? Or that's
That's the only one I read.
fine. All her other ones good.
The Laws
too.
of Attraction is real.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You attract what you are now. For
That's
real.
facts.
That's why when you get out from incarceration, you have to make those certain decisions of cutting people off. You feel me? Because regardless, them people got so much problems because they ain't have to go through something. They going through traumatizing things, but they don't know they actually enjoy drama. Cause they always gotta have something going on. Like you'll notice some people always got something going on in their life. Like when do you wanna just chill, relax, you know what I'm saying? And because people will go to prison for 11, 10, 13 years, get out and people dealing with the same stuff they was dealing with before you went into jail, you feel me? So you like, damn, what's going on? You ain't figured nothing out in 10 years? That's crazy. So because they created those habits, that's what I did as a young age though. I created the habit of getting in trouble at a young age. First time I got arrested, I was 11 years old, you know what I'm saying? And they don't know it's become subconscious. They do it on a regular to create all these problems and stuff. And you being around them just in their environment, they problems will grab onto you. You'll somehow get caught up in them, especially when it's someone that's like, all three of us got loyalty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just one of our qualities. That's one of the rare things we see in people, and we attach to that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, if it's people that we genuinely care about, they problems gonna just naturally gravitate onto you. And if you don't know how to say no or cut them off, then it's gonna hold you back from progressing, and you already starting below the rock. You ain't just at the bottom, you're below the bottom getting out of incarceration. Cause people looking at you disgusted when they find out, you know what I'm saying? Yahuda just said he couldn't get a HELOC on his own property. That don't make any sense. The bank wouldn't give him a loan on his own property, and the property had value because of his past. I never even heard of that. So just to know this, you know what I'm saying? You gotta hurry up and cut these people off now, so you can better and further yourself while you still got the time. Like, hey man, I'm trying to figure myself out, my path. When you get where you're going, now you can, hey man, this ain't the way, this the way. And a lot of times people gotta see it to believe it. Cause the whole time I'm in prison, you know, I'm telling my mama this business idea, this business idea, this business idea. I'm about to start my 4th business since I've been out in 3 years. And now my mama is finally a believer now that she sees this is what I'm really sticking to, you feel me? So for you to sit there and say, hey man, we need to go this direction. If you're not showing this, then people gonna say, bro, you tripping, bro, you just talking, or they might not even say it, but their actions show it, because they're like, all right, whatever you say, bro. Yeah, whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? But they want to come pick you up, knowing you on probation, knowing you on CID, but they dirty. Knowing that they get pulled over, you getting jammed back ASAP. You know what I'm saying? And don't care. And I had to cut some of the people out. Mark, bro, I don't want to ride in the car with you, bro. I got nothing but love and respect for you, but I can't ride in the car with you. Tovey. And both of them boys got out and went back. You know what I'm saying? And I love y'all to death, but I can't be seen with you, bro, because I got 5 years papers. And your problems might attract me going down with you.
Facts.
The system sets you up for failure. Like, he's on probation, you know what I'm saying? You on CRD. My question is, what's the difference between the two?
I believe it's one and the same.
Same things?
Yeah, it's all, a system to.
What does CRD stand for?
See, the difference is like this. Probation is basically still structured in your sentence. I caught 15 years, I caught 10 in prison, 5 years on probation.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I got my game time for staying out of trouble, right? I only did 8.5 years off of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying? So now I got 5 years probation. He caught CRD, so that's basically all the game time he got. He gotta do it. You feel me? On the streets.
But same rules apply?
No, mine's an open case still. If I commit a crime, you feel me? They can reopen my case and jam me.
But you still doing time.
Toby violated CRD and only gotta go back for the time that he owed left.
Facts. So you still doing your time, you just free.
Yeah,
So.
you feel me? I mean, he's still doing his time too, though. You know what I'm saying?
CRD. And like, what all stipulations with your CRD, like, what it consists of, like?
Stipulations are like, I got a 10 o'clock curfew. I can't leave the county limits without being, getting it pre-approved from my PO. These people can pop up at various times of the night just to check on you to make sure that you're in place. But at the same time, even though I'm not digging the whole CRD thing, I try to look at everything from a positive perspective. I'm a half a glass half full type guy. So, I was told when you giving lemons, you gotta make lemonade. So all I see it as is just giving structure to my life. I'm just using it to add structure to my life.
You gonna benefit, because I benefited from being on probation.
He's slowing him down that one.
It ain't even like I'm on probation, really, bro. I done been to St. Louis, North Carolina. I've been doing shows everywhere, you feel me? South Carolina.
Facts.
And once you create a business and they see it's business and you gotta go out of town for business, they gonna let you go. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you paying the money that you owe, they gonna be like, yeah, go ahead. Watch what I tell you.
So in your words, what does the word success mean to you?
Success. I think success is doing what you love. Doing what you love to do and excelling at it. That's success to my definition.
That's a good definition.
Yeah, I think you can't beat that. Waking up doing what you love every day.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that. You wake up doing what you love every day.
It's happiness.
Do you?
What it is?
Wake up doing what you love every day?
Fuck no. But I'm gonna tell you though, cause part of success financially, this is not just success, it's basically what he said, it's fulfillment, it's happiness, you feel me? But I know when it comes financially, you gotta make some sacrifices.
Be that, bro.
You know what I'm saying? The transportation was doing good, me and my business partner separated different ways, you feel me? So like, starting this other company, I know it's doing something I don't wanna do, but that outcome can be extraordinary financially, you know what I'm saying? The returns. My dream, you already know what's my dream. Real estate, you feel me? So if this can help me get the real estate quicker and more real estate, then why wouldn't I? Plus, like you said, Rich Dad Poor Dad all day. What Rich Dad Poor Dad? Everybody think Rich Dad Poor Dad was a real estate book. It's not, it's a business book.
Facts.
Everybody say it's not real estate book. That's just one of the asset classes that he uses to describe passive income. He was trying to tell people, create businesses and use the profit from your businesses to buy assets. And real estate was one of those assets. And that's how he became so successful. Bro, I just watched that interview. This man got like a $350 million loan, bro. $350 million loan. And started with nothing. We can do the same thing. I take that back. It's power in words. We're going to do the same thing and show y'all.
I claim that.
It's claimed. Another question. In your 13-year bid, what is one of the craziest things you've seen in them or experienced or whatever?
Oh man, I've seen so much crazy stuff in there. I wouldn't know where to start, to be honest, but man, I've seen it all. Where can I start?
It's a whole other story.
Where can I start?
But I want to clear this story up. So when I got to Baker Work Camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
They say you was on the phone. Somebody came up to the, hey, bro, I had the phone, and you just spazzed out and punched the man dead in his mouth.
Nah, that's fake news.
That's what I got. You feel me? That's
Don't
what they
get me
told
wrong.
me.
It was over the phone, and it was actually a situation that could have been circumvented. I actually caused problems on myself because the actual dude who I ended up hitting, me and him had like amicable encounters prior to that incident. What happened was I had next on the phone, and he doubled back and called his people, and I had like problems going on at the house already. And when he got off the phone, because I hadn't seen he doubled back, I confronted him with the situation, and I think that he was being very facetious about what I was telling him. He was smirking and stuff, and I took that to heart, and I pretty much used him as an avenue to relieve my stress. And I was wrong because it caused me in the long run. It tarnished my work release, made me an HO4 for 2 years. I had EOS as an HO4, so I'm in a two-man cell, locked up with the worst of the worst. If you ever did time in prison, the environment, the atmosphere in the HO4 dorm is way different from the atmosphere in the open bay dorm.
And people got life in HO4.
That's the worst of the worst of what? Work release is community.
Minimum.
Work camp is minimum. When we was in, like, open base was like medium type. So he was behind the slumbers.
Most definitely. But the good thing about the situation,
HO4. Remember, I was in L dorm.
Yeah, HO4.
That was
Yep,
open base.
that's HO4 too.
Yeah.
Which was weird. That was a weird HO4 dorm.
Remember Jock?
oh, I can't forget Joe.
I remember the crazy story. When we was in the TV room with Jock, and he sat down beside you some shit. You told me the story.
I don't even remember that.
I can't forget because it's funny as hell. Because you can't give a man, you want to fight the man, but the man big as hell. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to fight him with you. Some gay shit.
Yeah. He a little weird. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Jock was weird from the get-go because he was a well-known snitch and everybody embraced him.
Because he could bump.
He was a well-known snitch and everybody embraced him. Like when I met the man, they came, oh yeah, man, he told on so and so and so and so to get some time back and this and that. And everybody embraced him.
Well, this the era we live in,
It's
The moral integrity is not the same, people don't hold the same values as they did back then, So that's just the era we live in.
This is part of the channel too, because they don't care. People catching time, they don't want to be locked up, so guess what? They're going to throw you under the bus. This part of the game if you want to play that role. You want to commit crimes, they got Crime Stoppers for a reason, you know what I'm saying? Like Numbers, I just seen a truck, bro. A truck had it on the side of it, driving around the city. Crime Stoppers. What, I forgot what it says. It's something don't pay, but we do.
Crime do. Crime doesn't pay, but we do.
Yeah. For real.
Right, so back to this technology. What is giving you the most trouble right now with technology out here in this new world?
The iPhones, laptops, to pay for it yourself.
The self-checkout.
Yeah, the self-checkout. That gave me head.
The credit card killed him. The card killed him. He looked at the card, looked at me, looked at the machine. I was like, what about the TVs, the new TVs?
I don't really watch TV like that. Even when I was incarcerated, I rarely watched TV unless the Jaguars playing. Other than that, I'm on my bunk reading a book, something that was constructive.
I think you told me this.
Yeah.
You was a big Jaguar fan, that's facts.
Most definitely, you see what's going on.
I think he the one that told me this. One day he was getting me riled up in the dorm, you know what I'm saying? Because people talking about the Jaguars, but he took it as you was talking about Jacksonville in the whole.
Yeah,
But that's how I feel though, bro. Cause them people in Florida don't like the Jaguar. I don't care where you from, bro.
Hate them, bro. And that shit was a problem
When
starter.
the Jaguars go to losing, you gonna hear the people cheering the most.
What? My own partner about to beat me up about the Jaguars one day.
That's a lie. Tell the truth, bro.
I'm watching a friendly football game.
That's a lie.
I'm just watching
This man
football.
got his because I'll bet against the Jaguars. Bro, this man got in his feelings. I'm back up. You were playing. I I had bet against the Jaguars or whatever.
The tickets.
Yeah, he turned about this shit like, boy, I swear that the Jaguars better come out of it. He the biggest Jaguar fanatic in the world. That man want to turn up on me when he found out. I said, man, I went for the Jets, man.
Dang.
Cause you already
He
know.
was in his.
Cause we all know in
man.
prison, it's like it's Jaguars against the whole Florida.
It is.
Everybody hate Jaguars, so this my brother. I'm like, I know he with me. So when I heard that, I'm like, he ain't with me. I was hurt.
They only hate the Jaguars because they hate people from Jacksonville.
That's
People
a fact.
in
That's a fact.
Florida, in Florida prison.
It's a lot of animosity if you from Duval. You know, it's just something about the way Jacksonville dudes move. It attracts a lot of animosity from other cities. So,
And not even just with inmates, but the police too.
Yeah,
That you go to a
facts.
country camp and the police find out you from Jacksonville.
Oh, it's going, yeah. I don't know what it be, but it's something about that. Do you feel like do you both y'all feel like being in prison made you like go over hard about the Jaguars because we ain't have nothing better to do?
Yeah, cause I finna slap an old man. So I gotta say yeah. And he was from Jacksonville, bro. And this was when I'm about to go to work release. I almost came out my character, bro.
Crazy.
I do want to add on to what I just said about that animosity within the penal system when you're dealing with Jacksonville individuals. You know, it's some good dudes everywhere.
Yeah, facts.
You know, I don't encounter some good dudes from all different walks of life, different little cities, some small towns, places I never heard before. So, you know, like mine's gonna track regardless. So you're gonna meet good dudes regardless of where you from, because I know that I've encountered a lot of dudes who told me particularly that they wouldn't usually deal with a dude from Jacksonville for whatever reason. But I was the exception, you know, because I guess it's a certain trait that most Jacksonville dudes have, and they said that I was different. You feel me?
That's
So-
probably why Banks was just like, I didn't know you were from Jacksonville, bro.
That's fact. That's a
Exactly.
stipulation,
I
man.
done got that before
A
too.
lot of dudes feel like people from Jacksonville is slimy, grimy, cutthroat, and we behind on stuff. And they feel like we just real creep, you know what I'm saying? Because I heard that same thing, like, bro, you from Jacksonville? Like, yeah, I would've never knew, bro. And sometimes I take it kind of offensive. What, you my pussy or something? What you mean by that, you feel me?
But I'm gonna tell you
I
why
understand what
though,
you're saying,
because
though.
a lot of gang members, I've seen this with my own eyes. A lot of gang members, they'll tell on their own brothers, they'll sleep with their brothers' baby mamas. I done seen some crazy stuff and that's in jail. That's before I went to prison with it. That's jail, Jacksonville jail. You know what I'm saying? You see people fighting about the crazy, you killed my cousin, but they in the same gang and it don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
So while you was in the prison, both of y'all, did y'all find yourself riding behind Jacksonville people? Or like, you know the home team thing. It's anything for everybody. We just vibing, you know what I'm saying?
It's a free fall right
Free
now.
fall. Yes. You know, like, I never asked you these questions. I want to know your take too, you feel me? It just coming to my mind, like, you ever got behind the whole home team thing, you know what I'm saying?
My first time in prison, yeah.
But you kind of had to use that bravado kind of, you know what I'm saying?
And it started at Lake Butler. Even though some of them jits in the YO dorms at Lake Butler was like banging and stuff, it was really on some home team when I got there, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got to Brevard, that's when I had to.
Mm-hmm.
I actually just linked up. Well, I ain't linked up with him, but Buddy just found me on social media doing I used to vibe with. We used to roll, rumble, and all. If he went in the grid, I go in the grid. Same, vice versa, you feel me?
You know, me personally, I got caught up in that home team stuff, certain instances, but you know me, I'm more of I judge a person by the contents of their character and heart. I don't care where you from. If you really, you a solid individual and you possess certain qualities and attributes and moral integrity and so on and so forth, I'm rocking with you. I don't care where you from. And so that's what I've learned over the years. And so, you know, towards the end of my bid, I found myself, you know, being around people that wasn't even from Jacksonville.
That's how I turned out. Cause I know I couldn't get behind it because I felt like on the streets we weren't rocking. We gunning for each other, you feel me? You know, nothing changed up. So I never got behind the whole home team thing, you feel me? Y'all probably two of the only folks from Jacksonville I really vibe with like that.
Adult camp's different though. The
Yeah.
YO camp's something
You really
else.
got no, I heard about that. You really got no option but get the data
Cause
here.
I ain't banged, so, you know what I'm saying?
And that's still crazy. Any more questions?
Goals, man. now that you're free, knowing I was gonna say praise Yahweh, but I don't want to get religious. But now that you're free,
Praise Yahweh.
what's your goals, man? What's your plan? What you trying to do?
Well, ultimately, the plan has always been to be an entrepreneur. To own my own business, my own craft, and I guess at this point, I'm just really taking baby steps, not trying to move too fast, and master my craft and pretty much start from the bottom if I have to. I left my pride in the prison gates. Start from the bottom and build myself up, even if I have to work a 9 to 5 or whatever the case may be, because I've been seeking employment since I've been incarcerated, since I've been free, excuse me. And things haven't been going the way I expected with that, although it's a lot of opportunities in Jacksonville. I just haven't ran into the right one just yet. But ultimately, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do some real estate. I've done a lot of research and studying on real estate and stuff of that nature. And I'm just ready to implement the knowledge I've acquired over the years. I don't want it to be in vain. So that's pretty much my goals. And also furthermore, one of the bigger things I want to do is, I want to be an excellent father to my kids. I think first and foremost, I want to be somebody who they are proud of, and I want to leave a legacy. Like I was telling you earlier, it's okay to work for somebody to get where you're trying to go, but ultimately you are building that person's legacy. It's at some point in your life you want to branch off and you want to create your own legacy. So when you leave this earth, your family, your generation, your lineage have something to remember you by.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
your
what
last
it's about.
name got power, man.
I like that though. Say he left his pride inside the prison. They trying to cut off your head. Who contest?
Nah. If y'all want to go ahead and watch one of our last videos, we was talking about how to become a successful entrepreneur.
How to find success outside of prison, pretty much.
Something like that. This is one of our old videos. Go back, man. We teach you about how to find help through nonprofits that's going to help pay for your schooling up to 2 years, whether it's a CDL license, nursing, whatever the case is, right? Or finding jobs on Indeed or Zip Recruiter and stuff like that. Just taking advantage of all your opportunities. We're going to lace JJ up after the video on how to do this, you know what I'm saying? So we can help him get on his feet, create a foundation, and then take off from there.
Facts.
But the first thing you got to do is gain a skill. Without that skill, you know what I'm saying? What they say, you give a man a fish to eat for a day, you teach a man how to fish and eat for life.
Always, that's real.
You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
Facts.
But that's all I got to say.
Man, I appreciate y'all boys for inviting me to this interview, man.
Yeah, y'all
Ain't
know.
nothing but love.
No.
Yes, sir.
Every we do the whoop contest, real.
Stop it, man.